What is your definition of being addicted?
Anytime that you've got compulsive behavior and you just can't deal with a little, you have to have all or nothing, then that's addictive behavior.
What is your history with being an addict or anyone you know that's an addict?
I started doing drugs and drinking at age 11 and I stopped at age 38. I've done every drug known to man on my garbage can. I like doing drugs and drinking alcohol.
When you did it affect like your whole life, or like now you're stopped, so how much did it affect your life after you did it? Like how was your life beforehand and how is it now?
I was like a tornado roaring through everybody's life. I would use you and chew you up and spit you out with no regard whatsoever.
How did that affect your family?
Well, I got to the point where I was kicked out of the house and I was living in my car.
Is that the thing that inspired you to stop doing?
Well, there was a place that had food and a roof over my head, and I had $1.50 in my pocket. And I crawled in there, and it was a detox facility.
What stopped you for good? Pretty much just being in the rehabilitation center?
I had a moment of clarity. About 3 days into it, of being what I call spin dry, I was detoxing from alcohol and other things. And I had a moment of clarity that my behavior was no longer acceptable to me, even though I knew for years it was no longer acceptable to people around me. And I had a moment of clarity. I said, you know what? I need help. And I conceded to my innermost self that I had a problem, and that's when it started. Road to recovery.
How long have you been like clean?
Over 12 years.
Do you ever still have urges like
No.
today? Well, what do you think the roots to getting addicted are? Like how to...
Being less than, never a part of anything, always a loner, and just you anesthetize yourself to escape reality because you don't know how to cope with. You have coping skills you don't have any.
Do you think that like because of like the your history with being addicted and stuff that it helps you to help other people in this situation?
100% of the time, because I know what they think like, and they think like me.
Would you tell someone if they were experimenting with these things?
Just stop, because there's a line you cross. It's imaginary into addiction. When it's just recreational, then you get into addiction. You don't know when it happens, and pretty soon you're hooked. And it happens, and you can't do anything about it unless you get into a self-help program sometime.
Is there anything else that you'd like to say about addiction?
Well, it's selfish, and it tears families apart. And like alcoholism, the I, self, and me, or addiction, or an addict. We just have addictive personalities, and we do everything 100% end to end. There's no middle ground. There's no just a little bit. It's all or not. And if one can see the warning signs, they can stop what they're doing.